Roughly about a week ago, I did a video interview with a Mr. J who told me that he was robbed of $300, and then the girl went crazy on camera.
Pregúntame, no me interesa. Estoy grabando porque cuando proceda la puta esta, cuando proceda la puta esta, cuando proceda la puta esta.
Got you on video.
No me importa que me grabe. Di la verdad porque no dice la verdad. No me interesa, no me interesa. Si quieres graba, no me interesa. No me interesa que graba todo lo que quieras. Pero vamos a apagar.
Not even doing anything.
Graba todo lo que quieras, graba todo.
Well, here's the truth. Follow along.
Hey, you watching, man? Right now, you're watching DC Born Rob on YouTube.
Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever it is you're located. Thanks for watching. My name is Rob Christian, also known as DC Born Rob, DC Rob, I answer to them all. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you ever get any benefit out of my videos, do me a favor, go down and hit the subscribe button, click the bell to be alerted of any new video, and like. Like helps the YouTube algorithm. The more you hit like, the more people get to watch the video. Simple as that. I'm going to jump straight into this interview. But if you have not seen my video from last week or roughly a week and a half ago about Mr. J, who met a woman in Perspectivas, according to him, dated her off and on. She was a working girl. This is according to him. She was a working girl. They didn't want to come on camera. Well, he went on someone else's show, someone else's YouTube channel, and he told his story there with Genesis, the accused, whom I didn't know at that point who it was, but Genesis, that's right, she's the same girl from Check and Effects video cooking as she cooked for him and many other people, I'm told. So now we know who she is. Now we've heard the other side of the story. She's got receipts. So in this video, I'm going to discuss with BLB. And if you're not familiar with BLB, my interview was okay. His interview was good. You need to get over to his channel and check it out. There's a link in the description, and I'll put a link at the end as well, and I'll announce his name throughout this video. You need to go check out his channel. He's got a couple of long lives, but there's receipts pulled out. The information is there. The truth is in. So in short, I got. But here's the story. Let's just jump into this interview now. Okay, guys, I told you I had a special guest, and this is going to be more of a recap too. This is going over a story that I addressed a couple of weeks ago, and it had something to do with getting got. This was a story about a gentleman that came on. His name in the video was Mr. J, and he didn't want to come on camera. He didn't want his face to be seen, and he was telling a story about how he got robbed of $300 by a working girl that he met in Perspectivas. Well, the story took a few turns, as you saw in my video after that, because I knew when I saw another video from another YouTuber who we have tonight, he's going to join us shortly, and we're going to discuss this with you, the viewer, because you guys had a bunch of questions from the get. So you know there was something there was a few things that wasn't right. So I got. So again, everybody said they can't get got. You can get got. I just got. So we're going to step through this step by step. So after that video, after I put the video up and we noticed that, okay, that was somebody from Check and Effects video. So I reached out to Check that evening. He confirmed it was her. We talked for a little bit. I was out riding my bike. We went out, talked for a little bit. So then I found out not that night, the next night, that he was on another YouTuber's channel, who is the gentleman we have tonight. I'm going to introduce him in a second, that he was on his channel. And I saw the video. I watched about 10 minutes until I got to the point where I heard he had sex with this girl without a condom. But yet he's saying she's a working girl and he didn't have, wasn't in a relationship with him. I was done after that. Same thing with the Stevensons. When the indigenous show up on your farm at 3 a.m. with shovels and find 2 dead bodies on 125 acres, you need to think. There's something ain't right with this story. So anyway, we talk. I had somebody reach out to me, the gentleman I'm getting ready to bring on, had reached out to me via the gentleman that I had at security in Medellin. And I didn't understand the story. he was looking for him. So, and I know Mr. J wanted to be, we all know his name now, but I know Mr. J wanted to, keep his identity quiet. So, I asked a couple of questions. In turn, this other YouTuber who lives in Medellin, by the way, and you need to check his channel out. It's going to be scrolling across the bottom through this whole video. You need to check his channel out. You need to check his videos out too, because let me tell you something. His interview was good. The next day I woke up, I started watching the whole video. I was going, damn, he asked some good questions. So whereas I hit it superficially, let him tell his story, BLB is the one who broke the real side of the story, and the real side is the true side. So welcome to the show, BLB. What's up, my brother?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, glad to have you here, man. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate the effort that you put into it, because there's a few things that I told you just a few minutes ago I want to accomplish tonight. And that is, I want to set it straight that there were lies told. I also want to set it straight that Genesis, all I can say is what I believe. I believe that she was telling the truth. And BLB is going to help me out. I'm going to let him tell the story, just take it away. But he's going to give you the other side, because he spoke to her, and this is the video you need to see. So once you watch this video tonight, there'll be at the end of this, there'll be a link to his video. You need to take a look at that video, because blew him out of the water, receipts and all. He's not happy. Actually, can't say it's him, but somebody tried to take this video down from BLB. So, and that's, just like I don't like thumbs down, to try to take somebody's video down, I got to watch how I speak. My mama watches all my videos, so I got to watch what I say. But that was some unnecessary. There you go. It was unnecessary to even do that. And for anybody else, if you don't like something, go watch something else, man. You don't need a thumbs down. Just like it, thumbs up if you like it. Anyway, so BLB, man, is your platform. Tell me from your side how you came about the story, and you knew Genesis already. So then tell us the whole deal, man. You got the floor. You go.
Okay. So I have a group chat of guys that follow my channel, and it's like a brotherhood. Guys come in and we talk and share travel ideas and talk about life. And usually, if an interesting topic comes up, from a YouTuber, they'll post it in the group. So they posted your channel. And I clicked on it and started watching it. But before I can get through like anything, another messages started hitting in the group chat saying, "Isn't that the girl from Check and Effects video?" And I go, whoa, whoa, whoa. So then I went back and just finished it. And I seen the clip of her and I guess, fighting with him or whatever. And I said, yeah, that's Genesis. So I immediately messaged Check, and then I messaged her. And I said, what's going on? You have a video. She goes, and she started to explain. They both started to explain the story of what happened. So I know how tough times are in Medellin, and things happen in Medellin. And on my channel, actually, I always tell people, listen, y'all better straighten up or you're going to be on DC Rob's channel. So I always say that. If you see some of my videos, you'll see me say that, because the stories of somebody getting got usually airs on your channel. And I say, listen, y'all better stay in line. So this particular situation, me being close to Genesis, I wanted to find out a little bit more. And I know that economically, people go through things in Medellin, and sometimes people change to do whatever they can to survive. I get all that. But I just didn't think she was in the house with me before, because I knew her. She would come to our house and hang out. She cooked for us the day she cooked for Check. We were there. And we had $1,000 laptops, cell phones, all types of GoPros and equipments and gimbals. And she didn't take anything, money on the table, took nothing. So I'm like, this is not like this girl. So I just dug a little deeper and got her story. I was still skeptical of, I didn't want to side with her per se, because I don't know what she's capable of. I don't know her like for years. I just knew her for probably 9 months or so, on and off, seeing her every now and again. But I had to figure it out. So I said, well, okay, if he's saying that she's telling me that she's not guilty and all that. And I said, okay, we'll come on my show and talk about it. Before that happened, we kept talking before that show, and she sent me, like, remember when they found Bin Laden in the compound when they did the exercise on him? And the word they kept using was, we found a treasure trove of information. She sent me a treasure trove of screenshots and all types of conversations that they had. And I'm reading this and I'm like, wow, this doesn't look like the story that was told on DC Rob's channel of a intimate short-term relationship. This looks like it was over some time. And so she came on and we talked about it and she said her piece. And I felt like, okay, there's something still fishy. Maybe she did take the money. But it looks like he was there for a large amount of time. There was more time that he spent with her. And so I said, Check said to me, you should probably get him on too. So I started reaching out. I reached out to you through my guy. I reached out to Check. And then finally what happened was he made a comment because Genesis was going crazy at this point. She was going nuts trying to like say her piece. Like she was in the comment section having conversations with everybody who commented. You can still go look on that video. She's commented, well, he's this, he's that. He lied about this and like that. And then he started to comment. So I commented on this video. I said, hey man, you should come on. I mean, I commented on the comments. I said, come on the show. Let's talk about it. And I left my number for him on the comments. I'm in Peru now, so I left my Peruvian number for him. So he came through. We started talking. The first thing I asked him when we started talking on the WhatsApp was, is this your phone number? Because I tried to text him. Someone gave me his phone number and I tried to text him. Is this your phone number? Actually, one of the screenshots had his phone number. And Hennessy said, text him from that number. So I tried to text him, it didn't go through. He said, yeah, that's my phone number. And I said, okay, well, I tried to message you or whatever. And that question is the real question, the real reason why his story started to unfold. Because I asked him the question, is this your phone number on the live that we did? And he said, let me see, it's too small. No, that's not my number. And I just said, that's when the story for me started unraveling. And so we did the show with Hennessy. He was preparing his case with me the next day saying, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna say that. I have evidence of this. He really wanted to besmirch this girl's name. He made accusations that I don't really know if I can say it now because it's pretty much case closed. He made drug accusations that she had people after her. Really, really foul accusations. And he also, which Hennessy doesn't know, because I think at this point, this guy needs to stop or he needs a reality check. He was sending videos of her compromised, if you know what I mean. He sent me a whole bunch of videos of her. Yes, with her.
He sent it to who?
To me. She doesn't
So
know.
who else has the videos?
That's the question. I don't know who else has the video. I have it. I didn't want her to know that I have it because I don't know what else would transpire because the guy's still in Medellin. So I didn't tell her. I didn't show anybody, I didn't send anybody. Actually, this is the first time I'm talking about it. So he really just wanted to hurt her. And I was too naive when he first started talking to understand, to take a step back and actually understand where this is coming from. Because $300, yeah, it's tough to lose $300, but at the end of the day, we can get over it. We're Americans. We're technically in the top 20% of earners in those countries. So we can make that money back. The origin was, if I took a step back to look at it, you would see that it's something, it's some pain in it. He was hurting from something. To be that vindictive and that petty. And so it just started to add up for me, those lies. We did the live. We did the live with Hennessy, that was in the books. His live was, I think, a day or two after. And he just he had this like, I don't care attitude, or I'm here because I agreed to it, but I really don't want to be here. And that's why when I started pushing questions to make him feel comfortable. I started with questions that'll make him feel comfortable. And then at one point in the video, I said, okay, we talked about this. I'm gonna hit you with some hard questions. And he said, okay, no problem. So I started asking him, did you have feelings for her? What was the timeline? He said, well, my sister died, so I wasn't in Medellin at the time that she says in January. I tried to line up dates because on the back end, Hennessy was going, like I said, Hennessy was going crazy. And on the back end, I was saying, Hennessy, everything you're throwing at me is unorganized. So I can't hold him accountable and say, okay, this is true, that is true, because you don't have dates, nothing's in order. You don't know when things happen. You don't know the sequence of anything. So it just looks bad for you. I told her to get things in order and come back. And she did. She got it in order and she came on back with her evidence. But during the interview with him, I asked him so many questions I asked him questions to get his story out and for him to say his piece. But then when the lies started, I just kept feeding those questions to try to giving him the rope to hang himself, basically. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, well, she's a prostitute or she's a working girl. Okay, I didn't have a relationship with her, but there's videos of you sitting in your house that you rented with her daughter next to you eating a meal. There's videos of him, like I showed on my last video, of him in Guatapé in a boat. These are things that normally a guy doesn't do with a working girl. This is like, there's a gift that he purchased on Valentine's Day. He confirmed he was with her on Valentine's Day. These are things you don't do with a working girl. The whole pregnancy thing. He admitted that he had relations with her without using the condom. He admitted, because I got really deep in it. I said, did you finish inside, right? He said, yes. Okay, then she's pregnant from you then. Well, I don't know, because her sister did the same thing to somebody else and it was for money. Okay, but then you went to the hospital with her when she miscarried. I said, did you go to the hospital with her? Yeah. So that's when I just I suffocated him with those questions because he didn't understand what he was doing. He was answering them, trying to give a little bit of information to make it real, but he just killed this whole case that he said. Then we finished, Hennessy gets on, and then I told Hennessy before she got on, I asked him if she can get on first. He said yes. I said, Hennessy, don't come on here screaming and yelling because I can't translate for you. It's going to be hard and it's going to look bad. I almost didn't have to tell her because she got on the show and she was very calm. She'll say something, she'll laugh, one of those evil villain laughs, because she knew what she was about to drop would seal the case, and she knew that. And she said it to me. She said, I'm just waiting to get the downloads from Claro and Western Union. And after that, and I said, okay, whatever, like that. Okay. So she just sat calmly and listened to what he had to say, and she went on her own after the interview was over. The next day, after the interview with him, I get an email in my Gmail that the video was being reviewed. And then I think 6 hours later, I got an email saying the video was taken down. Now me, I wouldn't classify myself as a hothead, but I'm going straight to you. I said, Hennessy and him, I sent them the same message. One of you two took this video down. Who was it? Hennessy told me straight up, she said, why would I take the video down when I'm trying to set up another video? Doesn't make sense. He takes a little time to answer, and he said, nah, man, it wasn't me. I wouldn't do nothing like that. Okay. So I just started to add stuff up. The next day after that, YouTube sent me another email saying, you can't review this. But I replied, and I said, I have evidence that I have consent for these videos. And they emailed me like right away. This is probably the fastest YouTube's ever emailed me ever. I sent the screenshots of them talking about the videos, confirming that they want to be in the video, and I sent it. They reinstated my video.
Excellent. 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 So what people, and I recap this a little bit in the beginning, but this is what it seems like. I can't say nothing 100%, but this is what it looks like. If she was a working girl or not, I don't know. If she was, then if you take it from his point of view that she was a working girl, then, you know, he tried to Julia Roberts her, you know, and he tried the pretty woman and fell in love with her. That's what it looks like. I'm just, you know, just me on the outside looking in. It looks like that because I'm gonna tell you something. Watching the video too, when he was on the screen already and you popped her on the screen, there was a little look on his face, like he was kind of happy to see her, like he went through all this just to get her on the screen. It was weird. It was weird. Man, damn good interview, by the way. Damn, again, you got to get over BLB, okay? Brown liquor burn. You need to get over to this. Now, here's another thing you may not know about this brother too before I continue on. He speaks Spanish. What do I tell you the 3 things you need to do before you go? Speak Spanish, learn Spanish. And this brother was interpreting for all of us. So remember, you need to get over. As soon as this video ends, there'll be a link. You need to go take a look at that video. He did a phenomenal job of just squashing it all. You asked way more detail, and you could tell he was trying to put out a little bit without putting the whole story out and without hanging himself. But when you asked him, was that his number? And I didn't realize he said no real quick, but I just remember him saying, now I used a Colombia number or something like that. I mean, yeah, I used a Colombia number, and he didn't really answer. So I was like, oh man, that's dude. So I got. I felt like I got. You know, like I put his story out there, like he was actually robbed. Like I can't say still now I'm at the point where I can't say 100%. I would say 100%. I believe the people that come on my channel. Otherwise, I wouldn't let them on. I talk to them first. I don't just bring them on and let them say whatever they want. Yeah, I saw alien in the kitchen. You know, I don't let them say whatever they're going to say. I spoke to him and had a conversation and asked a bunch of questions. I didn't have those details from the other side. Nobody knew who she was, not until she popped on the screen. Everybody recognized her from Shaq's video. But again, it looks like he fell in love with her. He got around her kid. He went to the hospital with her. He went to her, meet her family. That's stuff you do with a working girl. You know, he's in this boat up at Watapay. You know, he's out on dates. He's there for February 14th for Valentine's Day. What day is that? This is the part I can't get past. Who sleeps with a working girl without a condom? I can't get past that. He lost me at that. I stayed up late and started watching that video. And once that happened, I was like, man, I got to go to sleep. I was pissed, man. I said, okay, he got me. He fell in love with this girl. This is what it looks like. Again, I can't say, don't take my video down. I can't say that this is what happened. I can tell you what I think. My opinion is he fell in love with this girl and he talked too much. Now, Hennessy said that when they were in that room, the video that he has of her throwing things at him, that he had just addressed or asked her about something about $300 coming up missing. But I asked Luis, again, I told you this, I asked Luis, my group moderator who speaks Spanish. He said, no, it was kind of more like, the argument was more like she found something in his phone, like maybe another girl or something like that. And you know, they were throwing stuff. So maybe he grabbed her or something. She said she had a busted lip. I don't know. But I want to personally apologize to Hennessy for allowing the video, for allowing him a platform to tell a story that was not true about you, about any other person really. But I want to apologize to Hennessy. Somebody interpret for me, BLB, you can do it for me next time you talk to her. Hopefully she sees that we're trying to rectify it. I'm trying to rectify it on my end because now I realize, well, we knew it the next day. And once I communicated with you, I was like, that's it. Okay, that's it. Then I was like, okay, this was a week ago, but I'm like, okay, at some point I got to bring you on, after you do your story, and then we can send people back your video so they can hear, because not only that first video where you smoked them, was it last night or night before? I listened to it last night in the car. I think it was the night before you recorded it, though. I couldn't get through the whole thing. But
Saturday,
she has receipts. He wired her money. There's a reason for her to have his passport. So I don't know. It named his passport, so I don't know why you need the passport to collect the money. But it totaled, had his name on there, and it totaled. I forgot what it was in COP, but it totaled like I did the math. It was like $2,100 and some change. It's a lot of money for somebody you not dating. You dating. You in a relationship, bro. You dating. So everybody who commented, all the guys who was like, I get some people will, it's difficult to get some people on sometimes because some of the guys are a little brutal. They're like, they just dog them. So, but, I appreciate anybody comes on and tell their story. It's about safety, number one. And this is why I do this, to keep people, to encourage people to travel is why I do this channel. And then to travel to Colombia, number two, but to travel safely. Go, people don't, they definitely don't listen to what I'm saying. They may take my advice sometimes, but for the most part, brothers going to do what they're going to do. So I get that. But still, I got to say it anyway, because if I know better, you got to say better. And hopefully somebody gets some benefit out of it. We want you guys to go down and come back safely too. But again, BLB has the ability to speak Spanish and interpret live on his channel. And she's talking, you remember people talk real fast. That's the first thing I learned after I learned my little bit of Spanish is más despacio, por favor, slow your roll. Because once they start going too fast, it's just, that's all you understand. But so I can't say that, and I told him, and I said it in that first video, I can't say she took the money. Hell, he could have lost the money. We can't say, he don't even know. So he can't say for sure that she took the money. Who knows? Somebody from the apartment could have came in and got it. And it was $300. But when you look at it now, in the whole scheme of things, $300 ain't a lot of money compared to $2,100 he gave her and all the dinners and all the party and all the stuff that they went out and then tried to, he brought up drugs. Now he's got a video floating around on her too. That's some, There
was no $300, Rob. There was no $300. I'm going to tell you why there was no $300.
Mm-hmm.
Hennessy had to borrow money. I seen the messages. She had to borrow money to give to him to eat some food, ate dinner one night. There was no $300.
In Colombia?
Hennessy, in Colombia. In Colombia. She showed me messages where she's calling her family to get money. She's messaging her family to get money. And she's telling him, like, I could get this, I could get that, or I'm going to get the money. He's like, I don't need no money. I'm sick or something like that. I just need, he's like, I'm sick. I can't eat. So she was looking for money to get him to feed him, according to the messages that I read. And she and her sister were online and they confirmed it. What's funny, where his errors were, was that stories that she was telling that didn't make sense to anyone else. He confirmed by saying, yes, this part happened. And the way I sliced the questioning up was I was piecing puzzles together. Okay, let's talk about this part. Let's talk about that part. Okay, she's not pregnant. Were you in the hospital with her when she was bleeding? Yeah, I was. Why were you in the hospital, Hennessy? Because I was miscarrying, because he choked me. We were fighting. We were both fighting. That's why.
Wait. She's saying that's why she had a miscarriage because of that night? Or
she went
fight some other
that night. So let me tell you the full story about that night, because people, that's a big question for a lot of people. Why did she go over there? She went over there because she was pregnant. That's her baby's father at the time. So she went over there to talk to him. Me and you don't work. Are you going to be responsible for this child? That's why she went to the hotel. During that meeting, obviously, Hennessy said she had feelings for him. They had feelings for each other. She found a message, or let me think about this, because I think it was, she was questioning him about him visiting one of the casas. You guys know what I'm talking about. One of the girls in the casa messaged Hennessy and said, that's your guy, kind of thing. And so she went off on him. And that's where the fight started. She said, I'm done. Stay with your girls. You're lying to me. Are you going to be responsible for this kid? And then the sequence, I don't know how the fight started, but I think he like grabbed her throat first. This is what she says. He grabbed her throat first, and then he let go, started to record. That's when she started throwing stuff. So if you look at the whole video, there's pieces. There's pieces. Like technology-wise, you can see that these videos were started and stopped for something. So he started the video after he did something to her and made her look crazy when he started recording again. After that incident, they went to the hospital. She got paperwork of her in the hospital. And I said, did you go with her? Yeah. Did the doctor say she was pregnant? Yeah. It's just, now if he's the cause, I don't want to lay this accusation on him heavy, but his track record of lying about things is so profound that if he is the cause of her or this altercation between them both, because Hennessy did admit she put her hands on him too. If this altercation was the cause of the miscarriage, then it's a different issue. It's a bigger subject.
Yeah, we can't say for sure what happened, but it looks like that he fell in love with her, but he still wanted to mess around. And then he tried to say, you know, he's out doing his thing. She did her thing, but that's not true. If you're sleeping with her without a condom, even if you, how could she possibly be a working girl and you sleep with her without a condom? Period. I refuse to believe that any man, any adult American man anyway, is going to sleep with a prostitute without a condom. I don't get past that. I'll say that's BS. I'll call BS on that. I mean, you were in a relationship at that point. That's what it's looking like. You were in a relationship at that point. And now, because, and only because we recognize this girl, are we in this position right now. We recognize that my viewers and everybody else would have recognized her ultimately, or somebody would have seen it or they saw his videos, would have recognized her. And obviously so many other people reaching out to her for food and other things too, then yeah, somebody would have recognized it. If she was anybody else, you know, unless it was somebody that was out robbing and drugging, because this wasn't about drugging, this was about a thief. It wasn't even about robbery. His claim was robbery, but his whole goal was at that point, he said it on your show, put her on the bus, get out of the country because she's Venezuelan, send her out, and that's the whole goal. So I've seen him hold up his paperwork. I did not see the details. So for that, excuse me, I am wrong. I did not investigate enough but I didn't know there was going to be a name associated with it. Remember, I mean, we didn't know who she was. We just thought regular working girl. Nobody knew who she was. Nobody was going to be able to recognize her. Man, there's a lot of, man, within like 30 seconds, people were like, dude, that's the girl from Shaq's video. And then when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's not good. That's not good. And now he gets me involved. He got you involved in it and lied to us both. Right. It's crazy.
I'm not going to lie to you, man.
On point.
I'm not going to lie to you. Every man that has loved somebody, whether they're teenagers or grown men, have had that situation where you would say things like, oh, you're just leaving me because you want to be with other guys, or you're out there because you want to, and he was saying that. Those messages, he was like, you just want to be with other N-words. Oh, right.
So tell that. You saw some messages. What can you share that was in those messages? Obviously, I haven't seen any messages. I don't know if you held those up.
Yeah, she did. The messages were him, from the number that he confirmed was his, saying things like, oh, you're probably in Parquilletas because you want to be with those N-word guys and you know that they carry disease and you can get sick or pregnant or something like that. He was saying like wild stuff. Just come back. I don't care about the argument we had. I just want us to be good again and come back and have good sex and all this other crazy. It was real vulgar, but in one of those messages, but it was all about come back, come back, come back. Let's fix this. We can fix it. Let's overlook the past or whatever had happened. And I'm reading it at the initial glance of these messages. I'm thinking that, okay, maybe Hennessy made this up, or maybe this is somebody else. But his number's there. And I'm asking you, is this you? And you're telling me, no, I didn't write that. Her original Instagram was hacked, so we got the password to that. Where he was reading messages in her Instagram to people. Obviously, people are going to message her because people want to know who she is or want to meet up with her. And she has a cooking service. So he was really, it seemed he was just really, really hurt. And that doesn't come from a person that just, she's no one, she's just a working girl. That he was hurt. Which is why I say again, and I think I'm at the point ready to double down and stand firm to say there was never no $300. The $300 didn't exist. It was by any means necessary to bring her down because she chose not to be with me anymore.
It's a shame. So everybody who commented, who is like, what's up with this boy? How does boy get, that's the part that I didn't understand either. How's his buddy or partner get a picture of his passport and he not ask the right questions? Yo, bro, how you get a picture of my passport? I mean, he didn't have an answer for that. And to me, if somebody I know has a picture of my passport, I need to know how you got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Especially if you say we're friends. I need to know, even if you ain't, I need to know how you got a picture of my passport. That's like, man, that shows identity and citizenship. I don't play with my passport. But there were a few things that were inconsistent, man. But I'm dating an attorney. Your questions were like, were on point. It's like you were coming here. Hey, okay, you got him on that. Okay, now let's talk about this. But then you went back with another question on that. Man, you did a phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal job. And that first video, I mean, you blew him out in the last one too. But that first video, when I saw it, I was disgusted that night when I first heard it, and I went to sleep. But the next day I got up, I think I was out walking or on my bike or something, and I listened to more of it, and I was like, oh, dude. And then when you held up the $2,100 or the equivalent of $2,100 in payment, it was like what, 12, 15 different payments? They sent money to her. So yeah, while I can't say definitively anything except I think I got lied to. BLB got lied to, but BLB checked them with Hennessy's help. And then she kept throwing up more information when she was waiting on receipts and text and all that stuff. So there's the evidence. So if you're going to come on my show again, rest assured, I need some confirmation, even if it is, I mean, we can still, if it's anonymous, that's a question. We need to play it ear by ear because I need the stories. I need you guys to share what it's like. By the way, a side note, anybody who has a positive experience in Medellin, let me know. I don't want to only put out things about getting got and all this stuff. I lived there. I loved it. You know, I never had a problem. And again, my first 2 weeks, I heard gunshots. Never had a problem. Loved it, man. And it's because of the camaraderie I had with the guys over at Sweet Georgia Cafe, the whole deal. That was my experience. I didn't hang out at Parquilleras either, though. But
seems to be the common denominator.
Yes. Everybody, Parquilleras at 3 a.m. There ain't nothing good going to happen out there except my other interview say, I had some good things happen up 3 a.m. Okay. But I need all you new guys that are going down, better know what you're getting into. And hence my channel, BLB's channel, Carlton's channel. There's a bunch of bloggers there. I hope you stick with it, man. I'm telling you, a lot of people, I've been doing this exactly 3 years. This weekend will be 3 years. I went down Memorial Day 3 years ago. And I never forget walking up to Sweet Georgia Cafe, talking to Rob, and he was like, you ain't going home. You ain't going home. And so I was there for a little while, but I've seen a lot of people come and go. And I just finally hit 10,000 viewers a couple of days ago. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it by the end of this week, but I actually made it, and actually made it over 11,000 now. So I'm really appreciative of it. But if I can pass on to any bit of advice to any new vlogger or anybody just getting started, you're established, but don't quit. Don't quit. Just don't stop. I've seen people come and go, but then you just don't see them anymore. They just can't do it. It's a lot of work. Even if it's not editing like I do, it's still a lot of work. The setting up the cameras, the materials, the time, the effort. It's a lot into it. So I'm telling you, BLB, don't quit, man. I love your channel. I just found out about the channel, but from what I see, I love it. So I've already subscribed, but everybody else, get over to his channel. Go ahead and subscribe. You have to watch that video first of all. Watch that and decide. It's like watch my videos, decide. Or if you subscribe to me and I see that you have a channel, I click on it and see what it's about. If it's something relevant to me, I'm gonna subscribe. And I only thumbs up. I only like. If I dislike, I go somewhere else. But is there anything else you can think of, man, that I didn't cover or we didn't discuss today that's pertinent to the whole case? Because number one, I want her name cleared. I want it out there that he lied to both of us. And guys got to know, everybody knows how to be careful. There'll be advice on this one too. Never bring them back to your house. Everybody's got the same advice. But is there anything else that you think that's pertinent to this story that I missed?
I want people to know, just be accountable. The guy, he's obviously hurt, and he wants to make this big spectacle to cause pain, as they say in Spanish, dañar la vida de la otra. He wants to hurt the other person. Guys, sometimes just be accountable for you. If it doesn't work out, it's Medellin. There's a million other women in Medellin. Actually, I think there's more women in Medellin than there is men. You can find someone else. Don't try to tear somebody else down because you didn't get the results that you wanted. That's not how you do in life. You brush your shoulders off and keep going. And for some people, yeah, it's easier said than done. I have to take this opportunity to applaud Hennessy, because when she knew people were doubting her, she stayed firm. Same story. Listen. She didn't get too frustrated when she was reading comments and people didn't believe it, because Hennessy was controlling the comments. I just took my hands off the comments because it was her. Boom, 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 her family. She was responding to everybody. Oh, you believe it? And so I have to applaud her, because she definitely stayed firm. And she said what it was, and it was what she said. And so when I first heard the story, and I knew it was Hennessy, and I think I spoke to you and I said, man, I respect your channel. For him to be up there lying, it's not cool. We want to get to the bottom of this. And we did. Mm-hmm. And so like they say on the Spanish channel back home, caso cerrado.
Mm-hmm. Well, I believe in karma, and right is right, man. The worst thing you can do is ruin somebody's reputation, because once you put it out there, she may not be able to recover from it. So, to Genesis, lo siento, perdóname. We didn't, first of all, didn't know who the person was. We just took the word of an American that he had gotten robbed, and that's what we're trying to stop. So I brought him on the channel. And by all means, if anybody else has any type of story that they still want to come on, reach out. But there needs to be checks in place right now. But this is a perfect example of karma. If you want to know how karma rolls around, this is how it rolls around, okay? This is well, not this one, but the video that you did was definite instant karma. Because as soon as when you asked that question, I knew, I was like, just his mannerism. I knew that was his number. And I didn't even write it down to go check with the number that I had for him. Just his demeanor, I knew that was his number when he said, no, I called her from a Colombian number, like that really matters. No, she had him down. And now he can't walk around Colombia. A lot of people watch my channel that are in Colombia, so they're going to know who you are. I'm not throwing you under the bus. You threw yourself under the bus when you lied on somebody else and somebody else that you care for, instead of just apologizing and keeping it moving, man. I mean, sometimes people go back and forth, and I know you just want to fight and you don't want the other person to have the upper hand, but at some point you got to walk away, man, and just move on. I mean, move on. So I don't know why he continued the story after coming on my channel. His mistake was coming on yours, not mine. His mistake was coming on yours. He got hemmed up bad. So you got to watch this video. There'll definitely be a link in the description below, and I'll be running it across the bottom. Brown Liquor Burn. By the way, how'd you come up with the name Brown Liquor Burn?
Oh, that's my vice of choice. That's my vice of choice. I'm a big rum drinker.
You had shoot, my girl had one the other night. They smoked it up. What was that?
Oh, the hookah.
Was it bourbon or Makers?
Oh no, yeah, Makers. Yeah. I'm getting big into whiskey now. So I do Thirsty Thursdays every Thursday, where we talk about topics, traveling, events, if there's news. So I'm getting a friend of mine's coming in, and he's bringing me a whole bunch of whiskey. So it's gonna be.
I got you. Well, while you're here, man, tell us about your channel. Anybody who's not familiar with it, before they even click over and see, go ahead so they know who you are before they even get to the channel.
Well, my channel is about traveling, relationships, safety. Those three elements. I speak a lot about safety and some really insane stuff people do traveling. We've got all these great YouTubers out here giving information, and people don't decide to click, or people don't waste their time or want to listen. And so I continue to like push it. Guys, watch out for this, watch out for that. This is going to happen to you, or you're going to be in a situation where you're going to be on someone's channel. Pay attention to this and that. I did a live a couple of weeks back where I told guys how to, we call it chica-proof your house when you're having guests over. And I showed them different types of TSA locks to buy for your luggage. You know you got somebody over, there's no safe, lock up your luggage. Hide things from yourself so that it's hard for you to find. It'll be harder for anybody else to find. So just tips. I give a lot of tips. My channel should be named the Gem Channel. I give a lot of gems, but I'm growing. Not a lot of people are getting it yet, but when they go back and review these videos and understand how to be safe on these dating apps, understand what places you want to go and what places not to. Understand from this particular incident, when you put, I'll just say this is going to be my public service announcement right now. When you publicize a woman anywhere, you got to be careful because there's brothers and uncles that love her. Medellin has it's really a nice place, but Medellin can heat up like a microwave. And some of these girls have people that love them, people that respect them, and you're a foreigner in their territory. So you got to be careful because there was a show I did about a guy who threatened to expose the location of another guy because they were fighting over professionals. And my issue with him was, why are you giving information on this guy's location to Colombians or anything like that? He goes, no, that's not the issue. The guy first sent a message of a screenshot of a video that the other guy had of the girl compromised. And he said, the girl was upset and she was about to send people after this guy. So you got to stop. When you could probably get away with this somewhere else, but don't play like that in Medellin with these women. Don't play with these women in Medellin because you don't know who they know. And these people in Medellin, they have a history of settling issues if you're on the wrong side of the issues. It's a great place if you're going about your business, doing your thing in Medellin, you can have a great time. But when you're on the wrong side of things, Medellin is like a sweat locker. You can't really go nowhere.
And everything that happens bad around 2:30, 3 o'clock, whatever time in the morning, is normally surrounds a certain activity. And those people, my understanding is those people work for and with other people. They may even drop them off. Maybe their husband or their boyfriend to drop them off. The taxi driver may be their boyfriend. They could be bringing them some scopolamine or some Zazapan, whatever the stuff. Man, they're coming up with different Tusi. They're coming up with all different kind of stuff, man. I'm hearing every week. So if this is your first international travel, now this is what I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna ask you, if this is your first international trip and you're going for the girls, I'm gonna suggest that you not go, because you ain't ready. You ain't ready. You can get yourself in a situation, especially if you're going by yourself too, and you ain't got nobody else there to cover your back. That's why I said when I land, I go freshen up and I'm over at Sweet Georgia Cafe. Now I have a relationship there, but for anybody who doesn't, you will meet people while you're there, people that can help you, people that can guide you. You need a scheduler, you're going to stay more than 90 days? Answers are there. So get by there, get your feet, planted first. Find out where to go. They'll tell you what to want. If you want to go to a casa, go to a casa. You start playing around in Parque Yeres, man. And Parque Yeres, it's beautiful. First time I went, man, years ago, around Christmas time, they were shooting foam. It was like, what the hell is going on? What is this? I've been all around the world. I've never seen a place like Parque Yeres, and all the way up to Provenza and all that stuff. Never seen a place like that. So it's alluring, and you put your guard down, and you get one drink, and you're not yourself anymore. You don't guard yourself the same with one drink. Now, a couple years ago, 3 years ago, I was there. I was drinking. I was over drinking. I been devil. I sit at that one in the corner by Gusto's. It's that red sign now. That was my spot. I sit there after dancing over on Calle del Sur, over at Dance Free, come back over and get me a double shot of vodka and eat that popcorn. I don't know if you remember that place when they served popcorn. And sit there and watch, because everything was on that corner. And believe it or not, when I first went there, I didn't know. I just thought, man, these some good looking girls. I never thought they were working girls. I didn't know it. I did not know that for a while. Wait a minute. How do you know? Man, because why would a non-working girl come up to the park? Now, because they get hit on by you, and you make it look way even worse after that. But I mean, what's your thoughts on going down there when you first go down? Do you recommend for a first-time international flyer to go to Medellin, Colombia for women?
I will say that I disagree with you a little bit. I say for a first-time traveler, you can hit the park if you're in a group of guys. Come together, leave together. Mm-hmm. What a lot of people don't realize is they go down there with Tinder, and a lot of stuff are happening from Tinder as well. Where she swiped on me, she came to the house. My advice, if you're into that type of stuff and you want to deal with women, the casas is the place to go. Casas. Go to the casas. Well secured. You're not worried about anything. If you need it, the casas is the way to go. There's another side of Parque Yeres, like Preventa. If you want to party and club and dance, go to that side. If you're looking for women in Parque Yeres to take home, just know that you're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice when you're dealing in that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't know what's going to happen. I've heard stories about the taxi drivers. Usually that time of night, the taxi drivers are turning off the meters. One of my biggest selling points to Medellin was the cabs have meters versus DR. So they're not giving you these gringo prices. At night, when it's 2, 3, 4 in the morning, they're turning the meters off. You don't know what's going on. You're drunk, you're inebriated. She may pass you some water. Maybe the cab driver has some water. You'll be surprised at the things that they'll go through to get what you got. So I suggest, if you're gonna go into Parque Yeres, do it with somebody, a group of guys, and please make sure when you leave together, or someone knows where you're at, someone knows who you're with. You guys are staying in a building with a doorman that takes IDs. Don't be embarrassed to ask a female if you decide to take her home, if you're in that type of lifestyle. Don't be afraid to ask for a scheduler. Don't be afraid, because at any moment, the police pull a cab over that you guys are in, or Uber, she has to produce that. She has to carry a scheduler with her every time, just as well as you. So she should have it. She has to produce it for the police. Why can't she produce it for you for safety? So these are some tips that I give on my channel for these guys that are traveling to be safe. Like always be on defense because you're not home and you don't know that city that well. I stayed in Colombia for a year. I got to learn and watch and see how people move and understand the rhythm of the city. But some guys just go there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and they lose their mind. Oh my God, there's so many beautiful women. Remember, the 3 countries that are consistently in Miss Universe are Venezuela, Colombia, and Brazil.
Philippines.
And the Philippines. You're in one of those countries where the women are. There's like 10s working at the corner pharmacy, and you're like, wow. So you can lose your mind to that, but don't lose your common sense. That's what don't lose your common sense because of a beautiful woman, because then you'll be on the news or they'll be shipping you home in a box.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, I'll be reading a story about you, and that's what I don't want to do. Another American, because I'm looking for the news every day. That's one I don't want to see. So I'm always worried. And there's, it happens so many times where they cannot identify the body. So who's to say there aren't others? Now I go through the press department and ask them for how many people they limit what they tell you. Oh, as of this date, like 3 months ago, when they know I'm looking for last week, and they can't tell me that, even though they know. The embassy, I don't even want to get started on the embassy, man, but anyway, we're going to keep on striving. So everybody knows BLB, Brown Liquor Burn. Get over there. He's not just drinking, he's smoking too. What's going on at the pipe?
We got the hookah. Usually it's some cigars. I got some cigars with me, but I'm in an Airbnb now that doesn't allow that. So it's usually some cigars and a hookah.
Yeah, gotcha. So again, get over and watch this video. Once you watch, if you made it this far in the video, thanks for watching. But I told you early on, though, it's going to be at the end. I may have missed some of the points in the story, but if you watch the last story, then you're up to date already. From this video, you need to get over and watch the second video. So I'll make sure I got the link from your first questioning, and then that'll take them to the one you did last night, a couple nights ago. So BLB, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Much thanks.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me, and love your channel. Keep it up the good work, man. I hope we can get to the bottom of that case I told you about the last time I talked to you.
Appreciate it, man. Get over, like and subscribe. Let's bring his numbers up, guys. All right, man. Have a good evening, man.
You as well, brother. Thank you.
Okay, peace.
We have a YouTube channel, like it. Please comment and share if you like the video. Please subscribe and kick the bell.
How is it?